Well, welcome to tonight's show. You're with Tom, Brian and Steve, and this is NRL from the Sidelines. Gentlemen, how are we tonight?
Yeah, pretty good.
Okay, well, obviously you two aren't going to be involved too much tonight. You're
No,
very quiet. Brian, you're quiet?
I'm heartbroken. Heartbroken.
Something important happened?
Football is his life.
Football is very important, and my heart was broken by my team. But we'll talk about that.
Yes, we will. Certainly will.
I'm sure you will, haters.
Excuse me, I almost tipped Manly last week,
Really?
and I say almost.
Now,
Wow.
For
I
those-
didn't even think about it.
for those out there that are new listeners, so Mark and Wayne.
Mark and Wayne.
Mark and Wayne.
Well,
Yep.
welcome.
I was going to wait to the end, but yes, Mark one night couldn't get to sleep, so he decided to hey, have a look at our football show, and he went, hey, it's actually pretty good. So I know you're a bit insane, but these guys are both haters, much like yourself.
So does Mark support a team?
Mark's a doggies. They're both doggies, actually.
No, okay.
Yeah, so they've got no idea.
Well, welcome. We
Great way to keep listeners and viewers.
Yeah,
Great.
Listen, on this show, we take anybody to watch.
Yeah, actually,
Anybody.
Well, look who's on the commentary panel.
actually, there is. I do have a serious comment out there on the YouTube sites. There's a fella out there making some comments about the Warriors, and he actually had a shot at me. I don't know who you
Had a
are.
shot at you?
Yeah. What was his Warriors fanatic or something similar? That's his tag, and he said, "Ha ha, you're not picking the Warriors." Well, you know what? I picked them last week. I picked them. That's why I don't pick the Warriors. That's all I've got.
What a great result for you. It was so good for
So
you.
5 weeks they win. He doesn't pick
Yeah.
the Warriors. So could we actually infer that it's his fault?
Well, we could. And we could also ask him never to pick them
The
again.
Warriors again. Yeah.
I won't. Don't worry.
In fact, I have an email about that. They've asked you never to pick them again. So let's start talking, gentlemen, about round 6 of the NRL and what a wonderful round it was. Again, many, many more upsets.
Oh my goodness.
It's only wonderful because his team won.
So
I know.
let's start talking about the first game on Thursday night at Allianz Stadium. South Sydney Rabbitohs beat the Roosters 26-14. Now, Tom,
Yes.
I have to ask you. Last week you mentioned about the Roosters being a team of Elmer Fudds, and you said they were going hunting.
Yes, that's right.
And so your team of Elmer Fudds, how did they go hunting the rabbits?
Yes, not too well.
Because that's usually what happens. Elmer's never actually caught the rabbit. You realise that, don't you?
He's done some research. Oh,
He's
wow.
done some research. Kids' cartoons. You watch a lot of them, Steve?
Mate, I've watched heaps.
Every
trust
one
me.
of them.
All in the last week.
Okay. So, well, hey, I'm happy to be proven wrong that Elmer has never actually caught them. So let's talk about the game.
Yes.
South, I mentioned on Facebook this week that South was spectacular. They really weren't. They were good,
Yes.
and they had their moments. I think in the first half they should have been ahead a few more tries. Couple more tries maybe, but...
I think we were shown up for our weakness right in the middle. There were the Burgess boys ran through us. Damien Cook ran through us. I actually thought our edge defence wasn't too bad. I thought a lot of our defence was pretty good, and that's why you didn't score those 2 tries, because I think we defended pretty well for that. The middle was terrible. The middle was woeful, and that's what's been talked about this last week.
Yeah.
But look, we just and we weren't rolling forward. And it's the typical story everybody says: if the forwards aren't moving forward, the halves can't do their job. I saw so many times where Cronk had to put in a rush kick, Keary had to put in a rush kick because they're at the 40-metre line on our end, and there's pressure on you and you can't get a kick off, and therefore you get no pressure and no opportunity. So. Yeah, look, it was a very, very disappointing performance. We went to the game and I just could not believe what we were dishing out.
Well, I actually have something that I'd like you to, maybe you should need to wear.
Well, I ain't wearing it, whatever it is.
This is a grumpy hat, because I got to tell you, you were grumpy on the night.
I certainly was. I don't need it now. I was very grumpy.
Do you want? No, Brian wants it.
Yes. No, look,
I know who's grumpy.
And I had every reason to be grumpy because it was a terrible performance. And what annoys me as much as the performance was that the coach just was full of... he's got to get angry. And I don't know if he's getting angry in the sheds and not putting it out, but I think we as fans want to hear him be angry with his team.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of negative comments coming on the Facebook sites, Roosters Facebook sites, and a lot of people just they're fair weather fans, you know. But
Of course they are.
but a lot of people deserve to at least have some answers, and I don't think the coach is giving it. And look, his job's on the line, so he's probably trying to keep a positive profile going. But he just needs to say we're not performing and we need to get better. And it's about time. You know?
What about the Rabbits, Steve?
Yes.
I mean, they won that comfortably.
Yep.
But they weren't that flash.
No, I don't think they were either. A lot of their backline movements seemed to struggle.
Clunky.
It was clunky. That's a good word for it.
It's nearly like I was going to say, because you guys, the Bunnies rolled up the middle, and there was nothing that the Roosters could do to stop them.
No.
But you got within the 10, the 20, and it was nearly like maybe devoid of ideas. We'll give the ball to Cody Walker, and we'll see what he can do.
He's quoting the sports show we listened to on the way home tonight.
Oh, is it?
I didn't listen to it tonight.
Well, exactly. That's exactly what somebody
because
said.
I was watching it, and that's what.
He's a known, world-renowned commentator.
Well, somebody rang up and they said it looks like they don't know what to do when they get to the 10 metre.
No, they don't.
They've run out of ideas.
Oh, you know, honestly,
they haven't learned how to play from the
part of that is the Roosters have had really good goal line defence for the last 4 or 5 years,
right.
and that hasn't changed.
Yeah.
So that maybe made it look a little bit worse for the Rabbits, but yeah, I honestly thought, I don't know, that it was the same.
Oh look, there's
But
no
yeah.
doubt, and look, I don't think there is a team in the competition at the moment that is spectacular at the moment. Short of St George,
I think
Tigers.
Tigers were pretty flash.
They're pretty good.
but Tigers look good this weekend. Up until this weekend, they've been defending well, but their attack hasn't been huge.
So I think that's been building.
I guess my point is that South scored the first try in the second half was a lucky try.
Yeah.
You know that. I mean that was
yeah.
extremely lucky.
Yeah.
And then they scored another one off.
That was
a
an
kick.
Inglis, wasn't it?
Sorry.
That was Inglis's try. The second one.
No. Well, the first one in the second half was Crichton.
Yeah.
After they dropped the ball.
Yeah, and then it was Inglis, wasn't it?
That's right, and that was from a kick.
Yeah.
So you're right, but I think defences read South quite easily for some reason. But look,
Anyway.
they're going well. You know what? South got hammered a little bit by the Warriors in the first game. They've lost 2 other games and both by 4 points. They're in the competition.
I saw danger signs in the Dragons game. I thought that you guys were really good in the last 10 minutes, and I was worried about that. But I didn't expect us to be totally dominated.
Yeah.
And I've got to tell you, I was about to post on the Facebook site a few weeks ago in the first week the most commonly stated comment in NRL commentary is, and Burgess drops the ball. You know,
Not
because
once.
that used to be what was the most commonly said comment. But I tell you what, they've been very, very good, the Burgess twins.
They were
really
excellent.
very good.
They
Especially
really
George. George has really been coming back to his best.
Anyone out there else bored with them talking about the Rabbits and the Roosters? 25 minutes so far.
It's going to get interesting in about 7 rounds.
I was about to say, Brian, let's move on.
Yeah, we should.
To Amy Park on Friday night, and Melbourne Storm against the Newcastle Knights. Storm winning 40-14. Have the Storm finally found their feet?
No, I think they've got yes, but no. I think they've definitely got the Knights measure. They are.
Considerably.
Well, no. I mean, even they had a closed door trial and they took them apart. Some clubs have the wood on others, and I think
the Knights beat them in their closed door trial.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
Look it up, mate. Look it up.
I'm sure the Knights beat
Okay.
them.
Anyway,
They got killed.
Interesting enough, Brodie Croft was dropped.
Yep.
And then they come
Riley
out.
Jacks,
and
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Look,
you stick with the same team next week?
I think I rate Brodie Croft. I really like him as a player. I think that he needs to find his feet again, and so you'd have to imagine they'll stick with that team.
Apparently, he's been having the same problems that Munster was having. Bit of arrogance, bit of youth.
Yeah.
Apparently there were quite a lot of senior players that were very unhappy with Brodie Croft.
Okay.
He's big-headed. He doesn't come across that way, but apparently that was part of the problem.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. But yeah, there wasn't much to say about that game. Not much to say. They scored 40 points.
Yeah.
The wingers were exceptional. It's funny the Storm. Over the last couple of years, Addo-Carr and what's his name, Vunivalu, have been on fire. They've been scoring tries every week. They're relentless try scorers. And up until this week, I think they'd scored 2 between them or something. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So they both bagged a double, and no doubt, and the Knights were absolutely torn apart.
I think Cameron Smith ran a lot more.
Yeah.
He was really busy. We should bring up what we were talking about before about Billy Slater.
Oh, please.
I'll
get myself into trouble.
This is the second week, I think, in a row
that
he's actually got somebody binned because of things that everybody, senior commentators alike, have said that he's taken a dive on both occasions. And
he has taken a dive.
And I believe he has, and I think that it's incredibly bad form for a man of his stature. And it just goes to show that Melbourne will try anything possible to win a game because the penalties have been going against them. They're not playing well, and so they'll try another tactic. And I just don't like that about Melbourne.
Other players
I'm being fair.
Other players take dives too, and other players just try and get penalties.
Not as blatantly as that.
See,
that was blatant. That was blatant.
Yeah, there's milking penalties, and there's oh my goodness. Tom's now a soccer player and falls over on the ground crying. Honestly, seriously though, would you show if you were a football player? Go back to your youth, would you show your kids that footage and say, "Here's your dad in action"?
No, not at all.
It was embarrassing.
Okay.
It was embarrassing.
All right, let's move on to Wynn Stadium on Friday night as well. St George Illawarra beat Cronulla Sharks 40-20, and at one stage I thought Cronulla were coming back into this game. They got within, I think, about 4 points, and then St George just ran off with it. I mean, St George is spectacular at the moment.
The Dragonaut rolls on.
Tom's headlines. The Dragonaut rolls on.
We're not going to start with the headlines again, are we?
Oh, we're not. We can't.
No.
I just made that up. The Dragonaut rolls on. Barry, you'll like that one. Okay.
Barry is over the moon at the moment. By the way, if anyone doesn't know, Barry's
and he thinks we're the best commentators in the world. I think because we mentioned Dragons favourably and you're
How could you not mention the Dragons favourably? They're the form team.
I mention them favourably every week.
Yeah, but
you haven't.
The contempt that you had. But you wouldn't say that.
Hey, hang on. I say the Dragons. Wow, their halves are going great, and you go, yeah. I say their forward pack's just about unbeatable, unstoppable at the moment, and you go, not as good as Sal.
I've never said that.
Oh my goodness.
Have you ever met Barry, by the way?
No, I haven't. Hey, Barry.
We'll have to arrange that.
Can you stop making up stories in your fantasy world, please?
You know, I thought the Sharks were lucky to get within 20. I know that they came back, but that was on the back of a whole string of penalties and some lucky play.
And they've had some big injuries.
Yep.
Gallen's out, Lewis is out.
You know, the Dragons took their foot off, and
that really annoys me. We've already played the Sharks.
Yeah.
And who was the other team that got really badly injured that we've already played? The Warriors. Yeah, that's terrific.
Wow.
We need all the help we can get at the moment.
You know why Brian's saying what he is? Because Barry keeps telling him how nice a person he is. He's just looking for more compliments.
Barry, you need to meet this man in person.
Yeah. Okay, let's look at Saturday afternoon.
What is that it? We're not going to talk about the form team and the comp.
You're sitting there playing with your...
I'm looking at the stats. No, Phil, go ahead. Sorry, Barry, I tried.
Go on.
Speak.
Hurry up.
Move on.
No, hurry up.
Mount Smart Stadium.
I tried, Barry.
Mount Smart Stadium, Warriors against Brisbane Broncos, and the Broncos winning 27-18.
Didn't see that.
Finally, the Warrior Knot is stopped.
Sorry, that just
doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Okay.
No. Yeah, Warrior Knot is what they used to be. The Gumps.
I don't know.
Okay. So is Brisbane on the rise, or is the Warriors on the way down, or is this just a fluke that...
I thought the Brisbane were back to their... about what is average for their quality of play in some respects. I think there were passages of their play which I thought was fairly much up to their standard. Their defence was pretty good.
Right.
They were a little bit more creative in attack. I think Roberts was good. I didn't notice Bird, but he seemed to just do his job.
Yep.
You know, he wasn't looking to break the line all the time like 6 and 7 often do and think, well, that's how we're going to win the game. He was passing the ball. He was kicking the ball, doing what I think a 7 should probably do. So,
yeah,
I think it was a little bit more balanced. I think performance.
Yep. Brian?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that if I was Wayne Bennett, I would have made a change. I would have made a change to the halves a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And having Bird come in there, I think it just added something. Bird's got that little bit of running. that little bit of unpredictability.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we wanted him for New South Wales last year. And yeah, I certainly thought that he had a good game, his best game of the season so far, and I thought that it showed.
Okay.
Right. Have the Warriors fallen apart? I don't think so. Anyone.
They're always bound to lose a game.
Yeah, you can't win. You can't win every game, including the Dragons.
Barry might argue with you about that.
But yeah, I thought the Warriors weren't terrible. They just they just fell off a little bit, and that cost them.
All right. 1300 Smiles Stadium, North Queensland against the Dogs. The Dogs winning 27-10.
I think they need to rename this stadium.
Because it's not smiling at the moment.
1300 frowns.
1300 whimpering stadium or something.
We've said for the last few weeks what's wrong with the Cowboys, and I tell you what, they seem to be getting worse, not better.
Well, they had every opportunity to prove everybody wrong this week with all the stuff that had been said by Greg Alexander, incorrectly quoted, about Jonathan Thurston.
Yeah.
And look, he was as bad as he's been, honestly. And look, this is the greatest player I've ever seen, who was, just not there. I mean, he wasn't. You could never say that Jonathan Thurston never lacked trying.
Yeah.
But nothing he was doing was working. The team seemed lethargic. And yet, on the opposite side, the Dogs seem to, I don't think they're a world beater team, but they certainly were clicking.
And they're enthusiastic.
They're doing, it was a terrible performance by the Cowboys, and I thought they would bounce back. Most people would have tipped the Cowboys.
Well, in fact, I think everyone in our footy tipping did, bar one or two.
Yeah. And thank you, Cowboys, for playing the Bulldogs into some team, because guess who they play next week?
You mean into some form? Kieran Foran was exceptional again. Their forward pack was dominant. I agree.
So how was Woods? I didn't see a lot of this game.
Well, Woods was good.
Yeah, I don't think he's been spectacular at all this year, but he's doing what has to be done.
You know what the difference is? At the Tigers last year, he was carrying the pack a lot, so he would hit up but be looking for an offload, and hit up and looking for an offload, and Tedesco was there hanging around with Mitchell Moses, and and that was always coming off. He started that way at the Dogs. This year though, he's just being more direct.
Yeah.
Much more direct. It's like an old-fashioned front rower. He got rid of the hair, and all of a sudden he's playing like a front rower again. He's making meters. His post contact's great. Yeah, actually, probably his best game of the season.
His game's simplified, hasn't it? And that's really what it is. It's become a lot more.
Really, that's what you want your front rowers to do. Just hit it up and be hurtful.
Yeah.
And I thought that was his best game.
I like that word. I like what you said, hurtful. You've used that a few times lately.
Have I?
Hurtful.
Yeah, because
I like it.
I'm hurt.
Okay, GIO.
And we can be very hurtful if you'd like us to be.
You're about to be.
Very soon. GIO Stadium, Canberra Raiders beat Parramatta Eels 18-2. And I tell you what, I think this scoreline flattered the Eels.
And you know what? I was tempted, just for a split second, to tip the Eels, thinking that maybe they were just slightly improving, and the Raiders hadn't convinced me yet. I'm so glad I didn't.
Well, I was really happy when I started watching this game that I had also packed back the Raiders until I realised that I hadn't.
Oh no!
I didn't. Okay, Yeah. I thought I could swear that I did. Anyway.
Yeah.
Parramatta are just bad.
Yeah.
You know what? You know who their best player was? The man who came back from an ACL.
That's right.
The Manly Junior.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter anymore. It's
does.
irrelevant. It's irrelevance now.
No, it hurts me. It hurts me.
It's hurtful.
How many times did you see Mitchell Moses on an attacking play kick for touch? Instead of doing something with it, he's kicking. I mean, it's just.
And last year he would always do something.
Yeah, honestly, they just look poor at the moment.
And Norman and Moses on the nose with each other.
Well, so the papers are saying, but.
And they also say Norman and Arthur.
Yeah, I mean, you have Bevan French, a winger, who didn't have a run until the 75th minute.
Yeah. Which means he didn't hit the ball up.
There's something seriously wrong with that team.
Let's hope they do it again next week.
Are you playing them
What
next
we're
week?
talking about next week. And after watching Manly,
this could be Parra's chance. Yeah.
I did send him a text this week and said next week will be the battle of the wooden spoon, Manly and Parramatta.
Oh, that won't happen. But yeah.
So,
It's not going to be good.
Yeah, so,
Raiders, gentlemen.
yeah, look, Blake Austin was good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like considering he's not in their
I
first
thought
choice
Austin was
halves.
good. Papali was good.
Yep.
Come out of this slump.
Yep.
Yeah.
Although they should have scored a lot more points.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
That
don't
was the
think they're
only-
anywhere near their best, but they've come out of the slump. Whatever it was, they seem to start the season four rounds late.
Yep.
But they seem to have come out firing a
Yeah.
bit more now.
Look, hopefully now with injuries and everything else, this is their spine for a while.
Yeah.
I think that's the key. That you can't keep switching your 1, 6, 7, 9 and thinking that things are going to be okay.
Yeah.
And now due to injury, I think that they're going to be a little bit more settled.
Yeah.
So
I think I'm going to post that the Roosters forwards are soft because that seems to work. Because ever since he said they were soft,
Well, it doesn't work for Parramatta. Hasn't worked for Manly. So
no one said we were soft.
they don't
yeah,
have to.
should have.
Yeah.
I think there was probably a few soft comments there on the hill
Oh yeah.
last week.
I think. Trent
Anyway,
was saying
let's.
that at halftime.
Excuse me. The next game
next
is.
game is Panthers Stadium. Panthers running out winners 35-12.
Didn't see this game at all. Sorry, I usually see every
Oh,
game.
Tom.
Didn't see this one.
Tom,
Tom.
how
I
disappointing.
was doing
Wow.
something interesting.
No expert commentary from Tom.
So it comes.
I
From
read
you.
enough about it though.
So it comes from
It
me.
comes from you.
Shouldn't come from me.
Titans are in this game until half time. And then, because it was 10-6.
Until half time,
And
yeah.
then, and then honestly, and Panthers weren't playing that well in the first half, I didn't
Yeah.
think. But come second half, they learned how to switch on. James Maloney kicked into gear.
I saw Maloney. I saw the couple of tries that Maloney put on. They were exceptional.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, they just schooled them.
yeah.
Poor old Titans.
Yeah, they come out and smash Manly, and then look what happens.
Apparently that's not hard to do at the moment. Yeah, no, the Panthers were good. They were impressive, and and Bradley, one of our regular contributors, said, crisis, what crisis?
Oh, yeah. But you know what? Every club has a crisis occasionally. They
Yep.
did have. They had a player who wanted to get out for whatever reason. So Phil Gould came in, fixed the problem. Crisis gone. I mean, that happens. So you can't say there wasn't one. There
I
was
think,
one, but they just don't carry it on. There was
Can I just say, you made a very relevant point there to Parramatta as well.
I do that often.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
Phil Gould, they had a crisis. Phil Gould came in and sorted it.
He fixed it.
However, he fixed it.
That's
You know?
right.
So, and some hard decisions are being made there by their football manager.
So
That's right.
Parramatta should hire Phil Gould.
Parramatta should get a football manager. Full
Well, hang
stop.
on, but think about this. They did a swap. Maloney for Moylan.
Yep.
Who's really
Came out
gained
the
at the
better
moment?
half,
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Spiritually,
Absolutely.
I mean, why wouldn't you have
Yeah.
taken that
Well,
deal?
one of the comments the other night was by one of the senior commentators on one of the footy shows about, you know what's wrong with the Sharks? They're missing Maloney.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. I
Clearly, they're missing
believe
Maloney,
that. I
and
believe that.
you can't say that anymore because he's not there anymore. So they've got to work out how to play without him.
No,
Great.
I agree.
Um,
All right, let's move on to Lotto Land.
Yeah.
Brian, put the hat on.
It is Lotto Land at the moment, yes.
Yeah. Manly Sea Eagles thumped by the Tigers 38
and I think that's an
12.
appropriate word.
And I've got to tell you, I didn't see that coming.
Oh, look, I tipped the Tigers. I thought that they were going to be good enough, but I didn't
So
see
did I.
26-0 at half time.
No.
And look, it's been well publicised. The players were actually booed off the field.
Oh,
And that is look.
Yeah, but
no,
you know what,
the
that
coach and your captain admitted it.
Yeah.
They were booed.
And look,
Off
that,
the
that
field.
happened. South's
You're gonna
been
lose
booed
Tom.
off the field before.
Yeah, you can,
well, it's never happened at Brookvale before, and I think that was the point. I've got heaps to say about this game. How long are you going to give me?
Not long.
Okay.
Speak quickly.
First half, the Tigers were exceptional.
Yes.
They were dead set gold. Everything they did worked.
Yeah.
Little chips in behind, decoy plays, dummy half runs. Everything worked. They were a team that could do no wrong. And the telling stat at half time, 26-0 is disgusting. The telling stat at half time was Manly had one play the ball in the opposition 20. One after a full half of football. I can honestly say, and they had less than 25% possession.
Well,
I don't think I've ever seen a more dominant first half display than the Tigers put on. They were better than good.
Can I give you another few facts?
Yep.
The Tigers, by the end of the first half, made
Yep.
91 tackles.
Yep.
Manly had made 234.
Yep.
It was a 12-all second half.
Yeah. Look, and which probably says something about the lack of the Tigers being able to go on with it, because really, if you're 250 tackles up after the first half, you'd have expected the Tigers to keep going, and that's probably where they fell down a little bit. I don't know what happened in the first half. Trent Barrett has come out and said our younger players, when things go against them, they just put their heads down and they can't move it.
But nothing went against them in the first set.
No, well,
you guys pushed up the
it
field.
did. Yeah, but that's just it. The first set, we had a great first set.
The first set was fabulous.
First 4 tackles, fantastic,
Yeah.
and then the refs like to get an early penalty in just to show who's the boss. It was a dodgy penalty, but then all of a sudden that was it. Manly didn't have the ball for another 25 minutes. But that's where Souths. I was looking at you thinking Souths. That's where the Tigers were good, because they kept getting repeat sets. They went left and right with Brooks and Marshall.
75% possession in the first half.
It was a great performance.
Exceptional.
Yeah.
It was great.
It's up there with the 2001 grand final. The first half was the best half of football I think I've ever seen. Knights versus Para.
Okay.
Yeah.
And look,
They worked.
and into the second half, whatever Trent Barrett said worked, because the team that came out in the second half was a lot better. It was disappointing, and I've been on a few fan sites about the booing, and the fans that were there said, well, we were booing the refs, and I'm thinking, well, you say that, but it certainly didn't appear that way.
The coach and the captain both admitted that they were being booed.
Yeah, what would they know? Now, the other thing
They
is,
only play for the
the other
team.
thing is, let me give a great big plug to the supporters. Your team is down 26-0. They're nowhere near winning the game. I know. I've been to other grounds.
Yeah.
South supporters walk out.
No, they don't.
Rooster supporters walk out. You know who didn't walk out?
Well, I'm a Rooster supporter that won't walk out. I didn't walk out the other night.
You know who didn't walk out? I reckon about 10 people left, and that was all. And I was thinking of you, Steve, at that point, saying, they're not leaving because they can't get to their cars.
So that's the real truth about it.
Yeah, look, no, I thought...
Are you serious? You weren't even there to know that.
Yeah.
Didn't you see the crowd?
Yes.
At full time, they showed the hill. It was still full.
It was all Tigers
Oh,
supporters.
please.
Okay. Tom,
Yes.
it's time for the ladder,
Okay.
which I have to say is brought to you by Rock Australia Radio.
Rock Australia Radio. Yes.
Rock
Now,
Australia Radio.
Probably can't see this very well, can we? So
No,
I'll just
we
read it.
can't.
Okay. All right. Okay. First position, as it's been for some weeks now, the St George Illawarra Dragons on 12 points. Second is the Panthers on 10. We've got three teams on 10. The Panthers, the Warriors, and the Tigers, who are in fourth position. Then there's quite a number of teams on 6 points. The Storm, the Roosters, the Rabbitohs, and the Broncos making up the 8. And just out of the 8 on 6 points, the Titans and the Knights. Then we go down 4 points, and there are 4 teams on 4 points. The Raiders, the Seagulls, 12th position. The Sharks, 13th. The Bulldogs, 14th. The Cowboys only have 1 win on 2 points, and the very unfortunate Eels are still winless in last position.
And don't look like even winning in games.
And,
Can I
and
just
the
say-
statistics show that in the last 20 years or something, teams that lose the first 6 rounds more often than not get the wooden spoon.
Yep.
And are not likely at all to get.
Well, as I said, and no team has lost by 50 points and made the finals. So there you go, Eels. You lost to Manly. So just on that,
Yes.
you say it's not all doom and gloom. Even when you look at it, even those teams that are from 14th up are only 1 win out of the 8.
Exactly. No, it's too early.
It's and all of this, and everybody, or anyone who is game enough to write the Cowboys off right now, they're seriously dancing on thin ice, because they're only 2 wins out of the 8.
I agree.
And as much as we want to make a lot out of early season form, really, there's probably 3 standout teams: the Dragons, the Warriors, the Tigers.
Panthers. I think the Panthers.
Well, the Tigers lost by 1 point to Brisbane in that game that was just a garbage penalty.
and they should be 6-0.
And there's only one team that I think are really out of it, and that's the Eels.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
You
great
tell me.
segue into our next segment.
yes?
Let's talk about what we picked as our top 8.
Yeah, because it's going to be
Because-
funny. It's going to be seriously funny.
Oh, seriously funny.
Oh, yeah.
Feel free to laugh.
And I'm even prepared to go first. You ready for this?
Sure.
And not in this order. I remember saying this is
Yeah,
not the order.
that's right. You didn't give an order, Steve, yes.
Okay. Melbourne
Yes.
are not in the top 8, and I picked them.
They are in the top 8. They're in 5th.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. They moved into it.
Low.
South, I picked.
Yes, they're in the top 8.
Roosters, I picked.
Yep.
Sharks,
They're not.
Cowboys.
No.
Eels.
No.
Dragons.
Yes.
Broncos.
Yes.
Warriors.
Okay.
Did you pick the Warriors in the top
So
8?
you pick 6.
I picked 6.
No wonder he wanted to go first.
Of course he did, yeah. Skied him.
Yeah, I hadn't added up before. I thought I was going to do a lot worse. It's
So
okay.
I had Cowboys.
Yep.
I had Roosters.
Yep.
Storm. Sharks. Panthers. Eels. Bulldogs. Rabbitohs. So I got 4.
4. Brian, how did you go?
Oh, I had Cowboys,
Yeah. Bomb.
Melbourne, Roosters, Parramatta,
Why Parramatta?
Cronulla, the Dragons, Penrith, and then I was tossing up between Manly and the Broncos. So,
And they're both there either.
well, the Broncos are just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got 5.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Okay.
I sucked then.
So can we ask anybody who's watching this, go onto our Facebook page, NRL from the Sidelines, and tell us what your top 8 was.
Well, that's a bit contrived now because they could pick this 8.
Oh, no one
excuse
would.
me, we have trusting viewers.
And seriously, anyone who says they're going to put that 8 together now at this stage of the game,
Yes, they're definitely fibbing.
seriously,
Porky pies.
yeah, without the Cowboys or
But
the
yeah, come
Eels.
on.
Yeah,
Brad?
so, yeah.
Brad?
How far out were you?
Barry, who else we got?
Mark,
David,
Wayne,
Mark, Wayne, everybody.
Yeah,
Please go
there's-
on the Facebook page, NRL from the Sidelines. Tell us what you said your top 8 would be. Let's have a bit of
200 plus views, Steve. I mean, surely there's someone out there who can put together an 8.
Well, they don't. None of them seem to be able to type into
Now,
Facebook.
now, Steve, I actually have a question for you, Steve.
Uh-oh.
Yes, question without notice.
We're running out of time now, so let's move on.
Peter Beattie
Peter Beattie.
is
Oh,
now
yes.
the general manager of the NRL.
Yes, he is.
Is he a dud?
Shaping up that way. I thought Peter Beattie would be a great asset to the NRL, but so long as he stops talking, I think he's going to do really well.
You know,
Seriously.
Because there was just for anyone out there who might be going, Peter Beattie, well, he was a Queensland Premier,
Yep.
did a reasonable job. Since he's been in general manager of the NRL, he was interviewed and didn't know that that Cronulla were the Sharks.
No, that's right, he didn't.
Today,
I heard
he's
about that.
being interviewed on live TV and he sees some child in the background and grabs them and says, "Look, we've got a proud Newcastle supporter here." The kid was wearing a Barcelona soccer jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
I
know.
mean,
He's
You know-
coming across as the nutty professor, isn't he?
you know what?
He is at the
Seriously,
moment.
you know, I mean, I know my job.
Yeah.
And I keep my mouth shut if I'm thinking, geez, hang on, I might be treading on a bit of thin ice here where I'm not too sure about policy, procedure, or anything else.
Yeah.
As I'm sure you guys are. You know, the guy's he's ignorant of NRL.
Yeah.
Look,
And
I
I-
don't think that job needs to have someone who has been in the game and knows everything about it. I don't care that he didn't know about the Sharks. I really don't.
I do.
But I now worry about his ability to drive the game if you can't identify a Barcelona jersey to a Newcastle jersey.
I wanted somebody who was avid, active football fan,
Yeah,
and he clearly isn't.
You know what?
No.
See, I would have liked that, but just someone who went, you know what? I know these teams. I know what they mean to people, and I know what their supporters are after. And we didn't get that. We're a long
No,
way
I know,
from it.
I know. Okay.
Well,
we're
I
gonna
mean,
move on.
even with the Commonwealth Games, I mean, we heard about the debacle today that the TV stations didn't show the athletes coming into the arena for the
No.
closing ceremony. Now, apparently, he signed off on that.
Yep.
So again, it doesn't show him in a very good light.
Mind you, the opening was very good. So
I didn't see either of those.
Okay.
All right. Anyway.
Okay, we're going to move on, gentlemen.
Okay.
Let's talk about next week's round, which is round 7.
All right. Anyone who wants to take our tips on board, you've got rocks in your head. But here we go.
Yeah, because Thursday night, ANZ Stadium, the Bulldogs against the Roosters.
Flip
Now,
a coin.
Which Roosters team is going to turn
Well, that's
up?
my worry.
Well, we know what Dogs team we're going to get. We're going to get a team that's going to work hard
Yeah.
and are going to push as far as they can with their abilities.
So are you prepared to back the Dogs?
Yeah, I can't pick the Roosters after their performance against Souths.
And yet the week before, they were good against the Sharks. So
Yeah, but they would. Yeah, no, I cannot pick the Roosters on that form again.
I don't think the Roosters can play that badly again. I'm actually going.
That's a
Roosters.
good point. Good point.
I'd like to hope that they're not going to play that bad again, because it surprised me that they did play that bad, really. I expected a tough game from the Rabbitohs, because that's what they always bring.
Yeah.
You know, Rabbitohs Roosters, always a tough game, but it was one-sided, completely one-sided,
It was,
and I
for the
wasn't
whole
expecting that.
Yeah.
So I can't see the Roosters being that bad. We beat the Bulldogs 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
Before the Bulldogs started to get into a rhythm.
Yeah.
A fairly comprehensive win. We weren't also together as well, but yeah, look, if we just need to get the forwards rolling up, and we need to tighten up that middle defence. So I'm picking the Roosters.
Okay. Brian, you've...
Yeah, I'm thinking Dogs.
Okay.
Yep.
And I don't think he's a hater.
No, well, your team
Because he does.
Your team played pathetic.
Well, he'll be tipping Parramatta coming up soon.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on to Mount Smart Stadium on Friday night. Warriors against St George. This, if both teams play the way they have been playing, this will be a great game. This will be a fast game.
I'd like to hope that the Warriors smarting from last week,
Yeah.
and that they actually have learned something, and that they're going to go back to what they do best. Now they're going to miss Pulu, who's been terrific for them in the forwards, and Qatar, I think is it Qatar? Is out.
Yep.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, and he's pretty important to them too.
Yeah.
But look, the Dragonaut, you know, it's it'd be interesting to see how they go away.
Yeah.
In New Zealand, but it's going to be a tough one to pick, and I'm going to splinter on this at the moment.
Of course you are.
Brian?
I'll be going the Steelers.
Steelers?
Mm.
Yeah.
The Sox. You're back in the Sox.
I'm back in the Sox.
The cheater goes to Steelers, isn't that appropriate? Yeah.
Yeah, I think, look, honestly, I think I'll be back in the Dragons as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, look,
They're just too hot at the moment.
Yeah.
that forward pack is just full of power and momentum.
Yeah.
Well,
and the guys they've got coming in off the interchange are just as big and ugly. So,
if they're going to lose a game, I think this is the likely.
This could be the one. Yeah.
see, I think the team that could beat them at the moment is the Tigers.
Yeah.
Because
But
they match in
Tigers
but they match the forwards, and
Yeah.
who knows what's going to happen with those halves.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to Suncorp Stadium. Brisbane Broncos against the Melbourne Storm.
Another tough one to pick, I think. Yes,
Right.
yawn.
That's what I
Stay
think
with
of this
us.
game. That is what I think of this game.
Why?
Seriously, broadcast rights putting Brisbane on a Friday night.
And I can't believe that I suppose they couldn't have picked the Warriors and Dragons doing that well when they
No.
did the draw, but it should be flipped around really. I think I'll be going the Storm. I think that they showed more than the Broncos did. I know it's at Suncorp, and they tend to win most of their games at Suncorp, but I'm going to go the Storm.
I can't see the Storm losing this one. I don't think
Number 2 versus number 3.
I don't think Brisbane have turned the corner yet. I really don't. Brian?
Well, we'll see which player Billy gets sin-binned this week.
All right, let's move on to.
So that's not an answer.
I know.
So you talked about me being split.
All right, yeah, Broncos.
Make a
Broncos
decision.
at home with Jack Bird starting at 5'8". If they start with their same halves combination, I'm not picking the Broncos. Jack Bird starts at 5'8".
Okay.
Or half, I'll go the Bronx.
All right, Central Coast Stadium on Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock. South Sydney Rabbitohs against the Raiders.
That's a nice stadium.
Yeah, I'm tossing up whether to go or not.
It's a nice stadium.
Yeah.
That one.
Don't go. You say it's nice.
We went to the trial game there.
We did go to the trial game there, and
we
Steve
beat
said,
him.
"Where are you?" When Tom was taking panoramic pictures of the ocean, and
Really?
Steve's going, "Where are you?"
Well, I had no idea where you were.
We're at a football stadium, Steve. Where
Yeah,
else
back,
would you
back
be?
to the game.
Back to the game.
I'm still not convinced about the Rabbitohs. I know they smashed us, but still not convinced about them.
No.
I think this will be a really tight game. I think that the Rabbitohs will probably win a couple.
The one thing about the Raiders is that while they easily beat Parramatta, and I think I said before, their attack is still not
Clunky.
Well, they probably should have been 30-2, not 18-2.
That's right. And that's right. I think South will win this, and I think they'll win it comfortably.
Sam's
right?
back.
Sam is back.
I'm
that'll
going.
help.
I'm the bunnies.
Yeah.
Sam is back.
I'm on the bunnies.
All right. Scully Park, West Tigers
Sorry?
against Newcastle Knights.
Tamworth.
Where? Tamworth. Wow.
I think this will be a lot harder and tighter than we give it credit for. And
Well, I haven't seen anything yet, so I don't know why.
well, we're talking about a team that bar a dodgy penalty, would have been unbeaten in the comp.
Sure.
I think the Tigers will get it, but I don't think that it will be a big win. Mind you, the Knights let in a lot of soft tries, so I don't know.
I think the Knights have found their level.
Yep.
It's like, with things are levelling out. I reckon they've found their level. I don't think they're going to be much better than they are. And I think the Tigers are getting better. I think this will be a near shellacking.
Really?
See, I think it'll be tight.
Yep, I think the Tigers will win this very comfortably.
No, I'm going for a tight one. I'm going Tigers, but I think it'll be a tight game. Okay, 1300 Smiles Stadium, North Queensland against the Gold Coast Titans.
Wow. This is hard.
The only reason that you can go for the Cowboys is it's a home game.
But the Titans have been good. I mean, they were
Titans
beaten by a
have been
superior side in the Panthers.
Titans have been good at home, though. They haven't been
Where
so
did they
well
beat you?
away.
Where was that place they beat you? Gladstone, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that's still a home game.
Oh.
It was a home game.
Well, hang on.
Oh, hang on.
So Gladstone is halfway between Townsville and where their real home.
Yep.
Okay? So that's a really bad argument.
Yeah.
All
They
I'm
still have to
saying,
travel is a
I'm going to pick the Titans.
you can have them.
Yep.
I'll be on the Cowboys. I don't think they can possibly be that bad again.
Yeah, I think they can.
Jeez.
Can
I
they?
think
They
they
can't.
can.
Surely not.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm going North Queensland because I don't believe they can be either. But I tell you what, I'm not impressed with them at the moment.
Yep.
Maybe it'll change because Green has said he's signed up for another couple of years.
That's what I'm hoping. Maybe that'll give them some stability or something.
Yeah, I'm not convinced.
All right. Let's move on to what will definitely not be the match of the
Talk
round.
about yawn. Gee whiz.
This is a traditional rivalry, something you Rooster wouldn't understand.
ANZ State, no, because they get beaten in those.
So do you think it's going to be 54-0 again? I don't think so.
ANZ Stadium, Parramatta Eels against the Manly Sea Eagles. Or should we call them the Sea Ducks at the moment?
No. Excuse me. I was very polite to your little bunnies.
You were?
I was.
Really?
I even said, Sam's back, go the bunnies.
Who's going to win this one, gentlemen? And Brian, I know you're going to tip Manly.
Come on, Parramatta. Terrible.
No, I agree with you. I'll be tipping Manly as well.
I'm not doing it with any confidence.
No, that's what I'm saying. You can't be sure they're going to win.
No, absolutely not. I am not sure they're going to win. I can't believe that they would play as poorly again. The same as, they've been in, they've had one really bad game, and that was against Souths.
Yep.
But apart from that, they've been in every game, and it's been a wrestle, and it's been close and tight.
Until the Tigers.
And then the Tigers had one good half of football, and the second half was 12-all, and I'm expecting that team to run out.
12-6 it was, second half.
I'm expecting that team to run out, not...
Yeah, but the Tigers took their foot off your neck. They didn't...
There was a soft try in there.
No, they
One of
couldn't.
those-
They couldn't
one of
keep
those tries
going.
was soft.
Yeah, their try was soft too.
Yours.
Theirs.
Look, I'm daring myself to tip the Parramatta Eels. And not because I'm a hater, because he's sitting here. Just because I think the Eagles are in trouble. And
he's a hater.
and I think the Eels are going to come good. I don't mean they're going to make the 8, but I think they're going
hate.
to win some games, and this could be it.
Brad.
They've reached the low point. They've reached, is it the nadir? Is that the low point, or is it the zenith? That's the high point.
Zenith, yeah.
Nadir.
Brad, get into him, Brad, because that was a pathetic statement.
That
Get into him, Brad.
Well,
I backs for Penrith.
He hates Parramatta.
True.
I would like to think Parramatta can't play that badly as well.
But they have.
Yeah.
They've played 6 weeks of bad.
They need an honesty session, seriously.
Honestly, they've had one good half of football,
Yep.
and that was against the Panthers.
In the
Yeah,
first
we're downhill
round.
from there, yeah.
Yep.
You look, I'm reserving judgment, but I am seriously considering tipping the Eels.
All right.
Hateful.
Let's move on to Southern Cross Group Stadium, where the Cronulla Sharks are playing Penrith Panthers.
Even without Josh Mansour, I think the Panthers will win this by plenty.
Yeah. Well, I think they'll
Plenty.
win.
I,
for sure.
I, Sharks have too many injuries for me.
Yeah.
No Gallen, no Lewis.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they're just
No
struggling.
Fafita.
No Fafita. They're just struggling for bodies at the moment.
And they're out of form, and Moylan isn't clicking, and Townsend is doing nothing, and
Dugan's doing nothing.
Yeah.
Matt Moylan isn't getting the ball.
Yeah.
I just don't know what they're
Mind
just.
you, they've been better since he's at fullback.
Yeah, but he's still not getting enough of the ball.
No.
So I don't know.
All right, Coach. So that will be the end of round 7, gentlemen. Before we end the show, is there anything you want to say, Brian?
Go the Eagles! Yay!
Okay, so nothing intelligent from you.
That
Tom?
was intelligent.
Yeah, look, my season's been going, well, the Roosters season's been going up, down, up, down. I just don't know where we're going at the moment. And it's all about the forwards. So I hope that the forwards are sitting down and having a chat to each other and, you know.
Start smack faces.
Steve, what would
Well,
you like to
something.
say?
Nothing. I'd just like to say thank you, gentlemen, for coming. And on that note, we'll end the show and hope everyone has a good week and see you later.
Indeed, thank you.
See ya.
Bye-bye.